Good evening, friends. Good evening, Ellen. You are hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, friends, today we are having a session on cocoa. In fact, cocoa is a very interesting crop, and its cultivation and progress in India is closely related with our institute. In 1960s, very systematically, we started experiments and introduced cocoa in the sense requested people to cultivate. Then there were some setback, but again it is picked up now. Now at present, the country required almost 60,000 ton cocoa beans for processing, whereas our production is near to 26, 27 ton only. So we are almost 50% or less than 50% only we are producing. And the remaining we are depending on other countries, we are importing. So as you know that importing is not a very good thing. We need to do self-sufficiency in cocoa. Our industry is very strong. And since our country is developing, the demand for cocoa products also increasing. As you know, chocolate is the main ingredient, what you can say, value-added product. Other than that, we have many drinking chocolate and other cake, all those things, confectionaries. Even cosmetics, it is being used. So there are a lot of potential for the crop. And we have one of the world's largest gem blossom with us. That is, we maintained at our Vittal, regional station Vittal, and our seed farm Kidu. And many other agencies also closely associated with the cocoa development. One is Mondeleza or the Cadbury's. Then we have a strong cooperative in cocoa sector, that is Camco. And we have many, 2-3 big chocolate making units. One again operated by Camco and other one by Amul. Then many other like that. So what I want to tell is that there is a very, what you can say, lot of opportunities with the cocoa industry. To highlight on these aspects, we have with us Dr. Elain Apshara. She is a, I can say, one of the very rare scientists working in the cocoa, because only few scientists were worked in cocoa. Among that, now she is the senior most principal scientist working in cocoa. She is responsible for releasing many cocoa varieties, almost 9 varieties and hybrids. And also, she has established the pruning aspects, then other cocoa production as techniques, such as this, what you can say, grafts, that is clonal propagation of cocoa, graft making. So all those things, she is responsible, and she is standardized technologies, and she is very enthusiastic about cocoa. So one of our key speaker today is Dr. Elain Apshara. Then we have with us Mr. Nitin Chordia. He will be joining shortly. He is actually a qualified chocolate taster. So like tea and coffee, there is people who are there to taste the chocolate and identify the quality. So he is a certified taster, and he also established a institute or a training center for making, developing instruments and protocols for chocolate. That is called Cocoashala at Chennai. And he is also very passionate about cocoa development and chocolates. He will be joining us shortly. And again, we have with us our scientist, Dr. Shameena Beegum. She is a post-harvest technology scientist. Past 4 or 5 years, she is working with the chocolate aspects and other cocoa processing aspects. So these 3 experts will be speaking about these opportunities with the cocoa in India. And I think 15 to 20 minutes every speaker can take. And immediately their presentation, because I requested for a PowerPoint presentation by them so that you people can better appreciate. And we can have immediately after the presentation 5 minutes or so for very specific questions. And later, at the end of the 3 presentation, we can have general discussion. So this is what I propose for the program. So now I request Dr. Elain Apshara to share the screen and start the presentation and share her experience and opinion about cocoa development in the country. Over to Elain.
Am I audible, sir, now? Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So I'll start with that.
Visible and audible. Yeah, please.
Okay, sir. So I'll straight away go to the presentation. So I'll be talking about cocoa. As sir told, it is a chocolate tree, everyone's favorite. And I'll talk about the seed to bean, that before processing or up to primary processing. Then post-harvest will be taken up by other people. And so coming to, as sir introduced, it is also one of the internationally acclaimed beverage crops next to tea and coffee. These three are beverage crops introduced to India way back during East India Company period. They are all high value industrial crops, and we call them as plantation crops also. During 1798 itself, cocoa was introduced, and tea and coffee achieved their status, industrial status. So we have now tea board, coffee board under agriculture, Ministry of Commerce, whereas cocoa still with the Ministry of Agriculture, and still that its high value we couldn't achieve yet. So that is why we are trying to make everyone to know about the crop. And from this figure you can make out where these crops were introduced. Tea occupied the top hill where it required winter climate, followed by coffee, and in the lower hill we can introduce. In the hilly region there is not much space for area expansion, but this cocoa came from Brazil under agroforestry model. It requires shade, so that is why it is taken to mainly by CPCRI to palm based cropping systems under arecanut, coconut and oil palm, all those gardens. We have taken cocoa and now it is being cultivated as mixed crop under palms. So it is to the introduction, cocoa is called food of the gods. As I told, it came from Amazon basin. The Mayas, Aztecs and Tolak people, they prepared a bitter drink. As I told, it's a beverage crop. Initially, it is not chocolate. It's a beverage crop. They grind the beans and added spices and gave to people go for wars, and in the offerings, religious offerings they use. That is called zapotal. When the Spanish people conquered Mexico, they brought these beans to Europe and added milk and sugar and made it into chocolate, which became our favorite food, drink and food. So at present, Ivory Coast and all the African regions, they are growing more. South America and Central America, even though it is originated there, there are a lot of virus problems are there. Africa also we have virus problems. Still, Ivory Coast and Ghana and other African regions, they are leading. In the Asia Pacific region, if you see, Brazil and Indonesia, Malaysia and Indonesia are the leading countries. India is nowhere in the international scenario, but we are trying to make it, make our name known in the international scenario also. So this is Ivory Coast cocoa. You can see how they are yielding in Ivory Coast. So generally, how it is being grown, that I'll tell you. As I told in South America and the African region, it is grown as an agroforestry crop under big trees, forest trees, which are having some fruits, beneficial trees and timber trees. It is growing as an understory crop and crop of humid tropics, not too sunlight. Too much sunlight is not required, only 50% sunlight and 50% shade. This is the agroforestry model under which cocoa can be grown. And in Ghana, if you see, because we are importing a lot of beans from Ivory Coast and Ghana, so I am telling about them. So they have, even though it is an African region, we have some temporary shade trees and permanent shade trees also. So whenever there is rain is there, they will cut the temporary shade trees. So we can also have the tapioca, banana, like that we can also grow. So that's the cropping system. Another system is monocrop in lower hills. As in the first slide I have shown, it was introduced in the lower hills. There is no palms or arecanut or coconut. So there only fruit trees and other trees are available. So in that area, we can go in for banana, tapioca and glycidia. So up to 15 years, some shade is required, because ultimately the tea should be tea, coffee should be coffee, and cocoa should have theobromine. It should be rich in theobromine. That is, then only we will get the that real cocoa flavor and color. So up to 15 years shade is compulsorily required. Third one is palm-based cropping system. It is in our Asia-Pacific region, which is comprised of Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and New Guinea. These areas we grow coconut. In India, we are mainly we are in the Karnataka state, so we are growing under our trials mainly under areca nut. So areca nut cocoa combination here. Hello. I'm audible, no? Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Is it okay, no? Okay. So in areca nut, we are giving like 2.7 meter by 5.4 meter, 9 by 18 feet recommendation. This is after our trials, mixed cropping trial. This spacing is standardized in areca nut garden. And as you know, areca nut price is very high, so our people are not that much interested in growing cocoa. So, but we are requesting them to have at least some trees, cocoa trees in their garden at this wider spacing. And another one is if they are clearing the new area, if somebody got some new land and they want to go for agriculture, we are recommending them as growing one cocoa and one areca nut, one cocoa. This spacing also we are recommending. Another one is areca nut based multi-species cropping system. As you know, Government of India not supporting areca nut as such. So in the areca nut garden to grow cocoa, pepper, and banana, government is giving little support through its directorate. So these are all the systems, 4 systems we have under areca nut. Coming to cocoa and coconut, here we have 2 systems. One is single hedge and double hedge system. So according to your spacing, according to your coconut garden spacing, we can accommodate cocoa inside. So these are all developed by standardized by our institute. And in Mondelez also recommending one more cocoa in the coconut row also. So if it is managed, and one cocoa there also. Otherwise, we have coconut-based cropping system similar to areca nut. Here we can accommodate cocoa, banana, everything we can accommodate. So that we can utilize the available soil, root space, air space, everything for the benefit from and high income from per unit area. So these are all the cropping system models. Another one is oil palm. Oil palm, we have little higher shade in oil palm. 60%, around 60% shade we have. So we have to select oil palm which are square planted ones and have 50%, like more than 15 years old oil palm we can select and have cocoa in that. Recently, the East Coast development is going on. Other than Kerala and Karnataka, for cocoa, Kerala, Karnataka are the traditional zones. Whereas nowadays, government is supporting East Coast development, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh side. Andhra Pradesh generally oil palm is grown, and we have a West Godavari river there. So for the irrigation, even though Andhra Pradesh temperature is going up, the river is giving good water, and so that the temperature effect is little down. So oil palm garden also we can grow cocoa, but with little modification, and the selection of oil palm garden should be perfect. So these are all the main palm-based cropping system, and some areas, of course, you know, cashew, cocoa, rubber, everything came from Brazil. So in Kerala Agri University, they are maintaining their cocoa under old rubber gardens, now which are after back tapping. And Brazil and Philippines, they have a little modified rubber and cocoa combination. Accordingly, we can plant. And in Karnataka also, some Kidu side, they have a lot of rubber plantation, and they are asking. As such, rubber board is not recommending cocoa as an intercrop in the initial years. But later on, in the later years after back tapping, we can grow some cocoa. Here also, you have to remember that shade level is a little higher. So that only vegetative growth will get, flowering and fruiting will be affected, but it can be managed with the proper pruning. So apart from these have combination of other fruit trees also. These are all from other countries, especially Asia Pacific countries. Some fruit trees and cocoa also can have a combination. Durian, coconut and cocoa, and cashew, even old cashew trees and cocoa in Vietnam. So these are all the different cropping system, how cocoa is being grown in all regions, South American region, African region, and Asia Pacific region. So coming to chocolatey, you know, cocoa fruits, we call it as pods. They will have wet beans like anona, sitafal. Like sitafal, they will have some wet beans inside, covered by mucilage. You can taste that also, you can eat that. This wet beans has to undergo 1 week of fermentation. So that is the processing involved here. Especially spices and plantation generally will have some processing involved in all these crops. So 1 week of fermentation, it will get after drying, 1 week again drying, we'll get the dry beans. So this dry beans is the is going for after shelling. After shelling, we'll get the nibs. They are called nibs. Then it will be going for the chocolate making. So I'll be talking about primary processing. I'll the details. As sir told, now major areas are Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh. Area little increased, but production not increased. Only 27,000 we have. Our industry demand is very high. 60,000 tons we require. India is heavily populated. We are first in population. So children to old people, everyone likes chocolate, but we are not. Mainly we are importing. But that's why Government of India identified cocoa, cashew, all these as a potential crop for domestic as well as international markets and involved in area expansion, and they are giving support also. Coming to our work, CPCRA, we are doing from 1962 onwards, systematic improvement started in CPCRA. So we are the national gene plan for cocoa. We have 537, 31 journal sections. The evaluation of many years, how they adapted to our condition, how they are yielding, whether continuously they are yielding good yield, what are the quality, bean quality, whether they are good for chocolates. We have tested. So it and of course, another guidelines we developed, it is for like protection of our varieties as well as your varieties. Some farmers, if they have some good varieties, we can protect them also. And we have developed the seedling and clonal standards because it's a perennial crop. 35 years, it should be there in the system. So we have to select good seedlings and good seeds and good planting materials we have to supply. So our nurseries are certified under National Horticulture Board as 4-star nursery, and we have a model nursery under directorate also. So these are all the, and before going to cocoa, we have to know the basics of cocoa. We have 3 basic types in cocoa. One is Criollo, it is called fine cocoa. The second one is Forastero, it will be green in color, it will dry to yellow color, but the beans will be purple in color. Whereas the Criollo beans, they will have white color beans, they are rich in flavor. Originally in 1798, India imported Indian plantings were with Criollos only. They are susceptible to pest and diseases. All died out. After that, Forastero and Trinitario is the natural hybrid between these two. This will have multiple characters, having Criollo and Forastero characteristics. So 70 to 90% of world population belong to Forasteros and Trinitarios, but specifically Mexican, Ecuadorian cocoa, they will have some Criollo genotypes, types, and even Wayanad, Idukki region, we have some specific Trinitario types also. This we have to know about the basic genotype also. We have the say on the quality of the chocolate which we are making. Our varieties, as I told, we have 5 hybrids. They have for specific high yield, bean quality, as well as pest and disease resistance tolerance. And 3 and 4 are we can grow in a little water, wherever water shortage is there, we can grow the 3 and 4 varieties. So these we have evaluated in multi locations also. So we have CPCRA centers in 7 centers. We have the trial Kerala 2 centers, Karnataka 2 centers, and Andhra, Tamil Nadu everywhere 2 centers. We are under they are under our varieties and other perennial clones. They are under evaluation, including Assam and Mohit Nagar also. So to identify which varieties are performing well in all the locations, or whether we can identify region-specific varieties which is performing particular region. Tamil Nadu means we can recommend this variety. Then they are climate resilient because now you know different change in climate is happening. Rainfall is less, long dry spell we are getting. So accordingly, we have to select the varieties which are adapted to all the conditions, soil and nutrient content, which is different in nutrient status. Soil also we have to select varieties. So as I told, we developed here, I want to tell you that if you have any like Wayanad Idukki region, especially old introductions they made in Tamil Nadu, Kallar, Kolli Hills, and the Kanyakumari area, some old areas it will be there. So if they have some old, they know it is very good, so they can be registered with us. We'll help in registering your varieties. Coming to the opportunity, so that is about our varieties and seedling production. So what are the, as a startup training, what are the opportunities you have? Nowadays, if you see, even though some chocolate industry is also involving in seed production, seedling supply, because government allotted some 50,000 hectare area in each state different area they have allotted for area expansion. So we have already arecanut and coconut and oil palm gardens. There is not additional area we can't take. Only the indoor spaces it is available and it is beneficial, so it can be comfortably grown in the palm-based cropping system. So we can have the nursery training first. So you can see we also institute also gaining lot of income, generating income from seedling production. Seed pod we supply for 35 rupees, seedling 10 rupees, and grafting plants 30 rupees. So cocoa nursery, you can be a nursery owner by making a nursery. So for that, we'll give the skill development training in how to raise nursery, how to select seeds, and designing the mother gardens that I'll come. So if you are interested, if you see all women only working in the nursery. So here again for the even when you're going for nursery, you have to have mother gardens. Without parental clones, you can't multiply seedlings. So this establishment of mother garden, government will support. So we will give our material, our varieties, because this cocoa had a typical problem of self-incompatibility. If you bulk seedlings, if you plant, sometimes among 100 plants, 25 trees will give only flowers. There won't be any fruits. So these mother gardens are very much important. So if you want to go for nursery, start nursery business, we have to give mother gardens, our varieties in the establishing the mother garden. If you see, clone A will be self-incompatible. If you go this alone, it won't set fruit. Parent A, parent B should be designed accordingly, and you can start your nursery work. And one is, then after you start nursery selling your seedlings, then we will give some arrange with the ministry for certification. The recognition of nursery will give, like I told we are in 4-star nursery. So we will give you 1 star, 2 star, like that we'll give. And from government side, we will help.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible. It's breaking. Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Hello, is it audible now?
You please start.
Ellen, I think net some. Yeah, now it's okay. Net there is some problem. I think there also.
Now is
some
it audible?
instability. Yeah, anyway, continue.
So far, not audible.
Yeah, okay, but little bit okay. Breaking, but okay. Proceed.
Okay. So after you establish the nursery, we'll give range for recognition for your nursery, so that you can very well confidently supply the seedling material. So then another one is like biopart, because lot of husk is available in the garden. So nowadays we have to give importance to Swachh Bharat. Actually, we have to reduce the usage of polybags. So this cocoa pod husk also you can utilize as a biopart. Of course, it is not yet refined, but you can also think of refining this technology, because we have to have 4-month-old seedlings, but this husk is decomposing in 2 months. So that we have to refine it. You can also think of how to refine this. So this is one area we have. Then that is about crop improvement, cocoa improvement work. And coming to the production, as Sir told, we are growing this forest crop, this cocoa crop in the palms, under arecanut, coconut, and oil palm. So we have to have a pruning, canopy architecturing. We have to reduce the canopy size, because it is growing in tire. It have a typical growth habit. So we have to have a single umbrella-like canopy for this, or any fruit trees, mango tree, cashew, avocado, or any fruit trees, pruning is very important. So that is why here also we have to do the pruning every year, annually, systematic pruning we have to do. So in this also we will give some skill development training through our training program, because our own staff, our retired staff, after retirement, they used to go for pruning, and they will get 700 to 1,000 rupees per tree, per day. So they are having good demand in the pruning, because we have for the seedling how to prune, it is a different technique, and the clonal material how to prune, budded plants how to, individual trees different. So we have to see the growing habit. Accordingly, we have to do the pruning, and under arecanut we have to go different canopy, under coconut. So it is very important for the skill development program. So this also unemployed youth persons, and even women also can do the formation. Different steps of pruning is there, that also we'll give training. As I told here, women only, we are giving some training for the formation pruning. Third one is, so in the arecanut garden, after pruning, we'll get lot of leaves and pod husk. Industrial product, we get the shell. So all these can be composted. Like coconut, yeah, vermicomposting is very famous. So like that, here also we can have cocoa leaves, cocoa pod husk, and cocoa shell. And cocoa pod husk is rich in potassium. So in the nowadays we are very fond of organic farming, natural farming, everything. In the organic farming, there is a shortage of potassium source. So this cocoa husk can be utilized as a potassium source, and we can produce biochar also. This technique also now we are standardizing at home. Even if you have 10 trees, you can compost your waste and utilize, recycle the same material in the garden. Next one is the automation. Some engineering people, if you have, then you can think of automation of fertigation, because nowadays we have to save the water, we have to balance the nutrient we have to apply, and the environment is changing, rainfall is reducing, so we have to save the water. Here, even turmeric and Tamil Nadu, if you see turmeric and coconut, they have automated irrigation system at home. From home itself, they can switch on, switch off. According to the pan evaporation, it will automatically switch off. So like that, you can check the automation of fertigation in cocoa garden or any plantation crop, any gardens for the arecanut and cocoa and the other intercrops, everything you can think of. So coming to the protection side, the opportunities are with biocontrol agents. So we have our microbiologists in Kasaragod, they have developed a Cocoa Pro Bio. That multiplication you can take up as a business venture. And even trichoderma enriched compost also we are doing. And another one is cocoa husk cake. That is a new one. We are trying to multiply trichoderma, because Kayar pith cake you may be knowing. So it is useful in stem canker control, other diseases it is controlling, to multiply the trichoderma. So here we can use cocoa husk also and make it into a cake and develop the trichoderma. So these are two opportunities with the biocontrol agents, and even that is used for as a soilless culture also in the nursery business. So coming to cocoa processing, this area is a wide, lot of opportunities there in processing. So here, if you see maturity index, one area where we are lacking is to check the maturity of the pod, because to override, this is the correct stage. When the green color changed to yellow color, we have to harvest. When the red pod changed to orange color, we have to harvest. But this is having viviparous germination also. If it is overripe, it will germinate inside. So you have the opportunity of identifying the maturity index. Some instruments or sensor-based material, if you can develop to identify the maturity. For our maturity, our squirrels and rats only identify the maturity correctly, more than us. So when they start ripening, they will start eating. So we have to harvest it at correct stage. Then only we'll get the quality produce. So here always we have failure, because the maturity correctly we can't. But recently, some Andhra Pradesh, they're having even green pods also turning to germinating inside. So if you develop some maturity index, check the maturity index. If your instrument is available, it will be good. Next one is pod breaker. It is also again a tiresome work. People have to sit there and break the pods. Here you see all the women, they will be sitting there and breaking the pods. Of course, in Andhra Pradesh, one engineer, he developed one breaker. And Australia, some machines are available. Google it and see, some machines are available. India, we have not developed that much pod breaker. This also it is required. So that area you can see. Then coming to fermentation, of course, we have primary processing. This one. So primary processing, we are giving some training. This is a mini box home level how to make a primary, because industries they are collecting beans and giving the 45 to 65 rupees. So in the Kerala, Karnataka, of course, even though yield is good, beans are good, mucilage is very good, we sometimes fungal infection will be more when we are doing fermentation. So the industries are collecting themselves and doing fermentation. If the big lot, whole lot going as good, it is good. If whole lot going is bad, then that is all right for them. So here, but if you want to get more price, you can do the farm level or home level processing. Like a small mini box, this is a 1,000 rupees valuable wooden box. This can be utilized for fermentation. And even the quantity is less, you can use some small locally available wine, normal basket. You can use it is around 250 rupees. And our milk trays, milk cartons will be available. Plastic. It is very easy to handle, washable, dryable, very less. Also, some having some weight, but this basket and trays are very easy handle. So this can be used for processing. If you do the dry bean, if you can get, then you can dry it in sun or polyhouse. You can dry it. So if you get, then you can get 135 to 250 rupees if the quality of bean is good. So this can be. So in Kerala, Karnataka, as I told, we have a lot of fungal infection. For that, CPCRA has developed one fermenter. They are into dryers also. Dryers also, there is a shortage. So if you are engineering people, they can think of some more small sized dryers. Our big dryers are there. We also use some hot air oven. And some people are using smoke. But smoke we shouldn't use. If we use smoke, then quality of beans will be affected. The smoke flavor will go to the beans. So sun drying is best. That is why now Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh is gaining importance because that rainfall is less compared to our place. Even Cadbury also they are collecting Kerala beans and drying in Tarapuram. And even Camco also they are collecting all the Kerala Karnataka beans and drying in North Karnataka. So here some dryers we have to develop solar based dryers or combined hybrid dryers, solar come electrical dryers, little different sizes we wanted quantity. So the dryers you can develop. Coming to packed products, producers, the demand for organic dry beans, and some people are selling as organic dry beans. And the roasted cocoa nibs also our people are selling, and cocoa powder. Of course, we have seen the coconut small packets and brew coffee. Like cocoa also you can think of preparing in small sachets, packed producers. So cocoa juice, another opportunity with the first day. Actually, for fermentation, this juice is required, but the quantities, if when the quantity is more, you can first day you can collect the juice and have some drink, adding sugar or any combination you can make and make it as a drink. Some people are actually some we know some group of people, farmers, cultivators, they are doing some juice also. So then again, this they will take class. So that is so whatever I told. Then you may be asking whether Indian beans are good or not. So we have checked some different regional beans and we have sent for international ranking or international awards. So in that, as I told, we are very happy with Kerala beans because they are very big size, 1.54, 1.8 gram. Size is very big. It's also very rich. But the only thing is the primary processing. In the primary processing, they failed, as I told. Brown beans are less. Whereas in the Tamil Nadu beans, the brown beans are very high, and they prepare not only beans, they prepare chocolate out of it, and they have given us taste is very interesting. If you see where that is growing, so that sweet banana, jackfruit, taste went into the chocolate also. So if you have other crops also, if you find if you have old gardens which are giving some good beans, then you can be it can be given as a premium price. Tamil Nadu farmer, we have linked them with another big company, Ferrero Rocher, and they are giving their beans for a very good price. So this is also very good, but the only thing is our interaction need here in the
Madam, we are
processing.
Madam, we are can't listen your voice, madam. Please check.
So far, I'm audible. Am I audible? In between, I'm going.
Yeah, audible. In between there some disturbance, madam.
Oh, okay. Connection, I think. Okay, so this is okay. Tamil Nadu beans 2017 it got award. Kerala, of course, we are happy with the Kerala beans, but we couldn't get awards. And again, next year also we have sent because here it is shown how we are growing. It will be shown in beans and
So more close, I think.
Sir.
Yeah. Now we are hearing. Sometimes disturbance is there. That is
Okay, sir. Okay. So
I think you are complete also.
Yeah, I'll complete. Sulia beans. And so these are all about the processing opportunities. Of course, then processing people will talk more. And as I told, the marketing. As Sir told, earlier days only monopolized market was there. It was very less than government identified campus cooperative, and we have a 9,200 tons capacity chocolate industry near Puttur. So now Kerala, Karnataka farmers are very safe, and even they are procuring beans from Andhra Pradesh also. So we shouldn't worry about big international markets. A lot of people are coming into existence. Earlier days, only few companies were there. Now we have all other companies also. So in the cocoa promotion activities, apart from ICR, we have Directorate of Cashew Nut and Cocoa Development in Kerala, Kochi. So it will be giving the demo gardens, FLD, frontline demonstration gardens and training, free training. We'll be taking up that training for you through DCCD funding. So this is the opportunity available for cocoa promotion. And apart from DCCD, as I told, Directorate of Agriculture and Spices Development also in Kozhikode. There also, apart from Arkanut, in the Arkanut garden to grow banana pepper, they will be supporting. We have given some all these material to some 10 every year 10 gardens we are giving, and some training support also we are giving. Apart from that, we scientists adopted some villages and giving what are all the facilities available in the government, we are giving to them. So then the publications also in all languages. So now we have to have self-reliance or self-sufficiency in any crop. Cocoa was with many big industries, as sir told. But if you see in the research part, we are National Institute CPCRS available. We are linking with all the regions with the state agriculture universities through ASCR palms. And the development side, government has established a directorate specifically for cashew and cocoa, which we should be utilized that. And of course, Camco also, it's a cooperative like Amul. That benefit also we have to achieve. If we utilize all these work together, then it may be Atmanirbhar Cocoa as PMO expecting us. So here another, of course, they are participants, I think. They are attending your startup, our Naveen Krishna Sastri and Mrs. Prashanti. We have given Best Cocoa Farmer Awards to them. They are cultivating cocoa in their plot, and they are following fermentation, beekeeping, and cocoa composting part. And this is drying. And they are collecting beans from nearby farmers and group of farmers, and they are processing, and they are selling for good price also. And they have undergone training with us, and they are preparing chocolate holy gate. So they are participant in this group. You can have good interaction with them also. Then coming to, so apart from you, farming and development, everything, I am giving this slide for your children. So mostly will go for MBBS, engineering, everything. So agriculture is neglected. So when you are having a lot of area, crop cultivation, everything, even children also can study agriculture, horticulture specifically. If you see in the ICR in the Kerala region, I'm telling, we have Central Plantation Crops Research Institute, we have IASR, Spices Research Institute, Cashew Research Institute. So your children can study agri horticulture and become scientists. We have National Horticulture Board, Coconut Development Board, CDB, DST, DCC, all in Kerala only. So these are all good opportunities. And apart from that, we have, these are all in government side. Government side, we have central government as well as state agri department, state agri universities also, then cooperatives and other firms. All these opportunities we can utilize for us as well as for our children. And we'll see, we are very strong in agriculture, that we have to realize and use that. So thank you so much.
Okay, Ellen, very, what you can say, very elaborate presentation on cocoa aspects. Of course, for me to look elaborate, but those who are first time hearing, it may not be sufficient also. Already there were many questions on cocoa processing that we will be taking up next. So till now, any specific questions to production aspects or cocoa in general, most welcome now, because cocoa processing, especially chocolate making, cocoa powder, etc., will be taken up now immediately after this, Dr. Shameena.
Ma'am,
Any questions to Dr. Ellen? Ellen, you can unshare. You can stop sharing. Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, Sumati here.
Yes.
Ask Sumati, please.
You showed something in brew, right?
Yes.
What was that?
No, like brew sachet, we can have cocoa powder. Cocoa powder mixed with the sugar and we have 3-in-1 packets, no coffee. You know that internationally, if you travel abroad, so we'll have 3-in-1 coffee, milk, sugar mixed. So in
Okay.
the hot water, you can put the directly you can add that and drink as a coffee. So like that, cocoa powder also you can prepare. That's the opportunity. Like
That is, boost is my secret of energy.
Boost is big one. Like brew is very famous now. The coffee, like coffee, we have to make it. Cocoa also we have to.
Yeah,
make like coffee.
what I want to highlight is that many chocolate drinks are very healthy. Many are there like that, Boost. Then
yes.
yeah, so many are there. So and even Cadbury is having their own drinking chocolate.
Yeah,
So they
Camco
are all
is
very
having. Camco is exporting drinking chocolates to African countries.
yeah. Sorry,
Camco,
Camco. Sorry, Camco.
yeah, Camco exporting and butter also they are exporting. Lot of opportunities are there with processing. That is it. Yeah.
Okay, it's already there in the market, or we are yet to?
Yet to. Cocoa, it is not there. Less. Like the sachet, brew sachet we are having. Coffee we are having multiple sachets, different types. Coffee alone, coffee plus sugar plus milk powder together, 3 in 1. So like that we have to prepare. We have already talked with some Andhra Pradesh. One lady was very interested. But anyhow, some things, fat extraction, some problem is there. I think it is clogging together. So that area you can work on. Cocoa powder.
Ma'am, is there any training for cocoa butter making?
That next they will present. I mean, cocoa butter extraction.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, one question is there.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in the processing method we are having with the fermentation should be there, na? There is if there is low quantity, there is not constant fermentation should happens there. What to do?
It is, I mean, fermentation is not good, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, ma'am.
You are covering with the gunny bag everything.
No.
Actually, that primary processing, that box we had to fill and we had to cover properly, because at first we had to give anaerobic fermentation. So we had to cover with gunny bag also to maintain the temperature. So that is important, primary processing. So when you come for some training, December we are having one training. That also I'll inform you, 20 and 21st. 20th we have the primary cultivation, pruning, nursery techniques and primary processing. Afternoon we'll go to Campo Chocolate Factory. 21st we'll have bean to bar chocolate making at Kasaragod.
Is the training is physical appearance or online?
Physical appearance. Physical.
Okay.
Ad box, anything, what is it at present, from which countries India made importing? Yeah, from Ivory Coast and Ghana. Almost 50% of our requirement they are importing. And cola tree is used as a permanent shade tree, and we have a cola tree here. It can be prepared. I mean, it can be used for preparation of some juice, as well as the beans also they are blending with the cocoa. Of course, the cola tree, it is the original Coca-Cola tree from where the original Coca-Cola drink was prepared. Later it became synthetic. So this also we are exploring some so in-depth work not done so far. Little juice we are preparing. Cola juice we are preparing.
Ma'am, you showed about the fermenting box. Where can we get it?
You can make it also. You can ask local people. You can make.
Does it have holes in it?
Yes, yeah. That maybe Shameena, you can explain detail fermentation.
Okay, we have some cocoa plants, ma'am, and we collect the beans. But every time when we are trying to ferment it, it gets destroyed. So
you were at home. You will have sieve, no, like rice sieve, silver, ever silver sieve. That also you can use. You can collect first day. You can collect juice and remain. Only thing is that closing. You have to cover it properly. Temperature. The temperature should be maintained at 45 degrees. If you put your hand after 2 days, it should be hot, so that it will enrich the flavor and fungal infection will be less. It will kill the.
I think I need more training in that. I'll be surely
yes,
attending it.
You are from which area, madam?
Kottayam, ma'am.
Kottayam. Then you can go to Kerala Agri University. They have a cocoa program. So when they conduct training, you can attend there.
Where in Thrissur is it?
Thrissur, Vellanikara campus.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
You can come here also, no issue.
You can come here also.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Madam, what is the ratio of the dry beans and wet beans?
3:1, 3:1. From the pod, that also 3:1, pod to wet beans. And wet beans to dry is also 3:1. So 3 gram wet bean, 1 gram. Actually, 1 gram dry bean you should get. Then only it will be of good size, and international standard is 1 gram. 1 gram dry bean. So that only your fat content will be more than 50%. Then your chocolate will be good.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay, then I request Dr. Shameena to start her presentation. So I think more questions will be on processing.
Yeah.
Please, Shameena. Shameena,
Oh, 1 second, sir. Yeah, I'll just make the slide show first. Control. Yeah. Yeah, whether my slides are visible now, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope.
Second slide, you please move. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Proceed.
So, good evening, everyone. The next part is the cocoa value addition. Mainly, we will be focusing the bean to bar dark chocolate. I'll just go through all the steps because only 15 will go through within 15 minutes, and whatever doubt we have, we can have a discussion. So,
Shameena, anyway, you make almost a full presentation, and if Nitin join, he can join for the discussion. I think there is some issue for him.
Okay.
So,
no problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's with the doctor, and he may join at any time. But better you make a full-fledged presentation.
Okay, sir. Fine. So, where madam stopped till harvesting. So after harvesting, we have to go for a flow chart, and we'll go to the detail one by one. So harvesting, then there's a pod fermentation, pod breaking, then fermentation, drying, grading, storage, then the secondary processing or the chocolate making. So coming to chocolate, we'll come to the topic first. So it is as per the FSSA definition, there's a strict definition as well as there is a criteria also listed by FSSAI. So it contains cocoa beans, cocoa nib. So cocoa nib means the cocoa kernel after removal of the shell. So that is known as cocoa nibs. Then cocoa mass is the ground paste of cocoa nib. Cocoa press cake is the cocoa powder, we can say that. Before powdering the press cake, after beans are expelled, you can just like copra to coconut oil, if you grind the nib and press it, we'll get butter, and the leftover thing is the press cake, which later on will be powdered to get the cocoa powder. With or without the addition of sugar, cocoa butter, and milk solids. So this is the definition by FSSAI. Then, as everyone knows, the major, like simply we can say that there are 3 types of chocolate: dark, white, and milk. And in the FSSAI list also, they have mentioned different kinds of chocolate, like milk chocolate, covering, plain chocolate, blended chocolate, white chocolate. There are correct definition is there, and the criteria, how much percentage fat should be there, how much percentage solids or proteins weight should be there, everything they have listed. So whether the entrepreneurs follow or not, they have to follow. If suppose FSSI, if they come and check, that time it will be caught. But these are the criteria they have fixed. And other than these major chocolate ingredients, food additives are permitted, artificial sweeteners are permitted, then salts, edible salts, spices, condiments, then emulsifiers and stabilizing agents are there. But also the recommendation is 0.4 to 0.5, I guess. Yeah, 0.4 percentage is the ideal limit for usage of emulsifiers. So generally, if you turn any chocolate packet, if you will get to know the major ingredient. Definitely, almost all the common chocolates what we used to have, the first list will be sugar, then the milk powder, then following the other ingredients, either it will be made from cocoa powder or cocoa butter. It will be written as cocoa solids. Then the stabilizers and emulsifiers will be listed. That will be in the form E numbers, E471, something like that. So if you put that number in the Google, you'll get to know which emulsifier they have used. Then other buffering agents are also permitted. So coming to the raw material, yes, cocoa beans. So from the cocoa beans, chocolate production mainly starts from fermentation, drying, roasting, grinding, then mixing, congeing, and tempering. So yeah, the maturity index, what madam in between she mentioned. So once the fruit matures, so after flowering, it will take around 150 to 170 days for the harvesting time. So, we can see by the change in size as in every crop. Then there are three types of cocoa: Criollo, Forastero, and Trinitario. The major one are our Forastero. So the color change we can see from the green one, it will be changing to yellow, and the other one, which is reddish, which will be around orange color, it will be changing. There are cocoa harvesters, pole harvesters are there. Then it will be heaped for a day or two. Then it will be the pod will be cut open. Why to heap the pods before cutting open? Which means it's a kind of pre-fermentation. It will enhance the fermentation activity, and also some kind of flavor improvement also there, and some acidity reduction is also there. That is why it is used to be heaped for 2 to 3 days under shade before breaking up. So after that it is cut open. Then there are pod breakers. Actually, we had a collaboration with KAU, Tavanur Engineering College. There we have developed a cocoa pod breaker. So commercial scale it can be done, or in a cottage level, it's an employment opportunity also for workers to do this kind of operation. And then after cutting open, it will be heaped, or it will be kept in basket, or any cover, or any kind of boxes, trays, anything. As somebody was asking, there will be provision of holes to to collect it or to make this mucilage. Actually, cocoa bean is surrounded by white mucilage that actually contains around 85% of it is sugar, and the rest is water. So that sugar adhering to the kernel or the bean has to be removed or has to be gone. Then only the chocolate flavor will develop. Because when we taste the harvested bean, we don't feel that it is actually a source from, it's a raw material for chocolate. We can't identify that. So after fermentation only, the kind of chocolate color and flavor will develop. So any kind of fermentation method, generally people are heaping, and above that banana leaves or gunny bag will be kept. So that will give to a heat to the beans. So when yeah, this is it is from our Vittal, we have taken the photo. It's a box method, then the basket and boxes. These are ideal for small quantity, 5 kg, 10 kg and all. We even had 1 kg and all we have done in our institute. And so there are different biochemical changes happens during the fermentation, and it will develop the chocolate color, flavor, and some kind of bitterness also will remove. during the process of fermentation. So fermentation is actually a microbial, just like yeast fermentation, or first it will be turning to a stage where alcohol will be formed, then followed by acetic acid will be there. So it's a kind of a even we can say it is relatively a vinegar fermentation also. So because of this fermentation, sugar will be there, and low pH or acidic level will develop. That will give excellent condition for the microbial flora to develop. Then many kinds of volatiles also develop, which will lead to the or the flavor to the beans. So there are very beautiful what to say, microbial reactions happens inside. Within 3 days, we have to turn once. Then the temperature, even what Madam said, around 40 to 50 degrees Celsius temperature will increase. So first 2 days we should not mix it. Then after 2 days you have to mix properly. Even in bag and all, small cover, plastic cover we can do with holes can be provided. After 2 days we can just turn a little bit. Then the mucilage will be oozing up. That mucilage also can be collected, and we can make vinegar or any kind of juice also can be prepared. So at the end of around 7 days, entire the mucilage will be oozing out, and the color of the beans will be turning exactly to the brownish color. That is the taking of the end of fermentation, judging the fermentation. Then the beans will be plumpy, and some kind of reddish brown liquid is oozing through the beans, and the tester will be a little bit looser. So that time the moisture content will be around 50 to 55. And why this fermentation is doing that, in between I have told, actually it's a key stage for precursor development. That flavor precursor or the chocolate aroma precursor to develop, it's a key stage. Actually, actual precursors will be there during the roasting process. So before that, precursor development starts actually during fermentation. And during fermentation, enzyme will be activating, and this enzyme will produce proteins and amino acids, all those kind of chemical reactions also happening. Then oxidation also happens, color change and bitterness also, little bit bitterness will be reducing. And why can't we, somebody asked once, why can't we go chocolate making without fermentation? Yes, you can go, but it won't be like the Pakka chocolate taste. Some work also has been done on this, so sensory quality was very inferior. Then after fermentation, it can be dried through sun drying or artificial drying to less than 8%. Around ideally 6 to 7% moisture would be there. This is the starting material for the chocolate making. Actually, commercial chocolate makers, they use either compound or powder and butter to mix and do the grinding or the tempering process to get the chocolates. Here we are talking about farmer-friendly technology. It's a bean-to-bar chocolate making. It is the healthiest chocolate we can say, because it starts from the bean to the bar making. Otherwise, we have to purchase butter or powder from the commercial factory. Then you have to go for chocolate making. The first stage is, once now we have beans with us, either you can make beans or do fermentation at your farm if you are a cocoa farmer. Otherwise, you can collect the fermented bean or the dried beans from farmers or collectives like Camco outlets are there, cooperatives. From there, you can get the beans. After that, it will be roasted in a, this is an open batch type bowl roaster. This has a hot air provision, and it will be rotating. So we can fix the head temperature and you can go for the roasting. Actually, if somebody who is not having any facility, as a starter, you can do the roasting in a hand roast also, or any kind of oven, microwave or convection oven you can use. For a small scale, you can go for it. This is a 7 to 10 kg capacity roaster. So we have fixed the temperature. Actually, roasting temperature is critical. So more you roast, it will be charred flavor will be coming in the chocolate. So roasting is ideally what temperature we have fixed is 130 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. So we can set the temperature and automatically it will go for roasting. Then once it is roasted, you can just cool the beans for further processing. So once you get a fermented dried beans from the farmer, how you can judge the bean quality? That is also an important thing. So in a lot, you can take a fistful bean and you cut open some of the beans and you can see the reddish brown color of the beans. One, and they should not be purplish. And you have to select the plumpy, good sized beans. Around 1 gram size is ideal, we can say. And play the small bits type beans or patchy beans you can remove, and purple beans you have to remove because that will affect the taste. So this is the what to say, the judging of beans if you get a lot from farmers or any collective. So the role of roasting, it is the actual first stage of chocolate production. So you can go from 120 degree to 140 degree Celsius temperature. Ideally you can keep at 130 degree, and the the purpose is, one is the loosening of the shell. Once you roast, after you take the beans and till you will hear the rattling sound. Then the moisture, definitely the moisture from the 7% moisture, the moisture will be reduced to 2%. Actually, in chocolate making, the main culprit is moisture. So you have to take minimum moisture of each ingredient. So the beans what you are taking for chocolate production should have a moisture of less than 2%. So that you can accomplish through roasting. Then dark color will, because during roasting the Maillard reaction, because the beans contain sugar, beans contain protein, carbohydrate. So that will have a what to say, caramelization and Maillard reactions happens, and because of that you will get the flavor, the typical chocolate. Because and end of roasting you can judge if you have done some 20 30 times roasting. Once the roasting started, you can within 30 minutes you will get to know, okay, the roasting that it come to a temperature of 130 140, because that much flavor will be getting in the whole room. So their roasting also has a strict chemical and physical reactions inside. More you roast, so it will be charred, and the some of major volatile compounds are losing, and you'll get off taste in the chocolate. So whatever precursor developed during fermentation will react during the roasting process, and you get n number of compounds or volatiles in the roasting process. So there are different methods of roasting. You can roast the whole beans, nib, or the liquor. Any way you can do, but normally we used to do the whole bean roasting. Otherwise, you can make nib and then you can roast. At that time, the shell removal will be very much difficult. So, the easiest one is you can go for the whole bean roasting. Then the second bean breaker. This kind of pulverizer is commercially available in any form. Any pulverizer you can go for cocoa beans, but the thing is the size you should, because the nib size, the sieve should be in a nib size. It should not be completely powder form. The sieve size you have to select accordingly. Then after shelling, you can go for winnowing. Winnowing is just the removal of the shell. So any kind of it's like what to say in Malayalam we say mura. Any kind of gravity based separation you can use. This is a small scale winnower, and inside we have fixed the fan. So the lighter shell particles will be going in the far area, and the heavy nib particles will be adhering to the adjacent area. So we can collect the nibs. But we have to do 2 to 3 times, we know it. This is ideal for small scale purpose. This is our shelling video. So you can shelling and breaking same time you can do it. Then after shelling, you will get the nib. So that nib also you can market as cocoa nibs as a starting period for any chocolate maker or beauty bar chocolate makers. One or two entrepreneurs, they are selling nibs for the customers. Apart from that, the nib you can take. From there, the chocolate processing happens. Nib along with butter, sugar. It can be added and grinded for dark chocolate purpose, or otherwise the nib can be grinded. Then you can extract butter from that, and that butter you can add in the chocolate additional, because if you add more butter, you will get the smooth texture. So this things is a what is a trade secret. From there, whatever combination you are making, it's a trade secret of your business. So we have also fixed the concentration of the cocoa nibs. We have added additional butter, or without butter also you can do chocolate, but it will be very bitter and little bit smoothness will be reduced. So that also you can play with the concentration and composition. Okay. So this grinding, so in a bigger scale, there are grinders will be there, then quenchers will be there. Because once the grinding is, what exactly grinding doing is the particle size reduction. So stone grinders is ideal. Then there are ball millers. So many things are there, but stone grinder, what in my 4 years of experience, what I understood, stone grinding is the best to grind the chocolate. Then once it is ground for around 20, ideally chocolate grinding can go for 72 hours. So these kind of chocolate grinders are there. Bigger capacity is also there, which we have purchased from Chennai. So which will work for 72 hours. Ideally, chocolate grinding should be.
Shameena,
Yes, sir.
close to mic. You
Okay.
When some disturbance is there. Yeah. Second thing, you can little bit fast, maybe within another 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll go. So that is the purpose of grinding. So in a small scale, you can use grinding for quenching purpose also. Grinders for quenching purpose. Grinders are known as melangers or grinders, refiners. In any name, it is available in the market. So before taking, you can increase the heat with a dryer or something to get to 50 degrees, so that some of the acidity compounds will be reducing during the grinding purpose. So here, while grinding, the particle size at the end, it should be minimum 30 micron. So then the next stage is after grinding for 24 to 72 hours, you can go for tempering. Tempering is nothing but it's a process where we are aligning all the cocoa butter in the cocoa bean. The 50% is butter. That butter has different crystal form. That crystal form has a different melting point, because sometimes one side will be melting, sometimes in the hot chocolate in the center will be melting. So that is because of the different melting nature of the fat crystal present in the cocoa butter. So that you can make it a single form in a form 5, which is ambient temperature melting criteria. So that you have to get into this form. That's why we are doing tempering. So at different temperature, you can go for tempering. There's a manual tempering as well as mechanical tempers are available, but it is having better capacity. Small scale tempers are very limited in the market. So first you have to increase the temperature to 45 or 50. Then you have to cool the temperature to 27. This is a cooling process. 27 to 28. Then you have to increase the temperature to normal around 34 degrees, so that all the crystal will be formed to one form, and then you can go for molding the chocolate. So we can identify which chocolates are well tempered. The chocolate will be smooth and glossy finish. When you cut open or break, there will be snap sound will be there, and it will be very easy for molding. So there are problems with improper what to say molding tempering. That bloom will be happening due to improper tempering process. So this is overall what I said. This is overall picture: roasting, winnowing, shelling, winnowing, grinding, tempering, molding, then demolding, packaging. So we have about 70% dark chocolate preparation. So for establishing a small scale chocolate unit, minimum cost of around 4 lakh is needed to get a chocolate bean to bar chocolate factory. Then one innovation is that sugar can be used as coconut sugar for a healthy point of view. We have a technology for coconut sugar production from coconut sap or the nira. Even the butter from the chocolate, whatever bean to bar we are making, minimum 15 to 25% butter additionally we are adding. So that can be substituted with coconut products and byproducts like the coconut milk residue. It has very good amount of fat, so that can be used for replacing the cocoa butter, because cocoa butter is very expensive. So we have calculated the cost of production and all. So with the coconut, the cost of production can be further reduced. So this is our coconut infused dark chocolate. Then apart from chocolate making, the husk can be utilized, mucilage can be made with for value addition, shell and germ can be used. So we have the technology of bean to bar, which we are selling to, or we are giving the technology transfer. We have an incubation facility also. Thank you.
Yeah. Friends, if you have any quick questions, please. And then another speaker will be there. He will be joining our voice.
Madam, there is one problem actually with regard to this chocolate and compound of chocolate.
Yeah, tell me that.
Yeah, actually we have a lot of brands in the bar chocolate segment available in the market, which is selling at a price which we cannot afford to sell if we produce the real chocolate. And
Yeah.
moreover, the cost of production in small scale units will be much higher, where it may not be competitive enough to cater to the market. From my knowledge is what we feel.
Actually, it's sir, can I answer?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, in chocolate making, this is a premium area. So everyone won't go for dark chocolate. So if you once you establish a chocolate factory with compound and all, then you can go for bean to bar as a premium segment. Otherwise, what a or small scale entrepreneur can do is the selling of the needs one, because this is based on what farmers or entrepreneurs are doing nearby us. That based on that I am talking, because we have an entrepreneur who they are selling chocolate to Ooty and all. Now they have started the bean to bar area. So either you have to get established in a small compound area, then you can go. Otherwise, even this our next speaker, who is they also have a chocolate unit. So that is exclusively bean to bar. So there actually you need marketing or the advertisement regarding the.
Fine, Shameena. That we have Dhanashmi also with us. She also will be sharing her views later.
Yes.
So regarding this marketing and competition, is all until unless you successfully come out, everything will be failure. That is the business.
Sir, where we can get this incubation and transfer of technology? Where
At our Kasargod, you can come CPCRI Kasargod.
Okay.
Very small amount only, 10,000 rupees we charge.
Okay. Is it
And I one
CPCRN?
correction also. Yeah, one correction also. You have to be ready for an investment of some 7-8 lakh. See, 5 lakh plus will come for the equipment. Then you need your wrapping, packaging, all those things put together. So total your investment will be, other than your room and all, it will be around 7-8 lakh. You can keep it in mind, and you will get a lot of subsidy also from different agencies.
In CPCRI,
Hello?
Vittal also
Hello?
this transfer of
No, no, not
technologies
Vittal.
are
Here, Kasaragod, Kasaragod.
okay.
Hello, can I talk?
Yes, sir, please.
Sir, coloring the white chocolate, I find the color fades off immediately, which is a good color. Coloring the white chocolate,
Yeah,
the colors fades off immediately. I don't
your
know.
question is listened by our Nitin Chordia. He will be anyway covering all those aspects. Now I think we will stop the discussion here, and I request Mr. Nitin Chordia, who I already introduced to you. He is the founder of the firm Cocoashala. He is a very good chocolate taster, world renowned person, traveled many cocoa countries, and well goes with our industry. So I request Mr. Nitin, and he is becoming my friend and very close now. Now I request him to start his share his views and points.
Thank you, Mr. Muligan. Thank you, Shameena. And I missed Elaine Madam's presentation, but I'm sure it would have been very captivating also, just like Shameena Madam's presentation. I'm traveling, that's why I'm not switching on the video. But as Mr. Muligan sir, introduced, we work in the entire cocoa and value chain system, the entire thing, right from with the farmers for post harvest up until the final chocolate bar. So the aim for us is to first of all help the Indian farmer. That I think is everybody's aim in this platform and in this forum. But other than that, it is also to define what is quality, because and this is very relevant, because when we define quality in a regular commodity like maybe tea, coffee, or any other rice or wheat, quality means different things for many commodities. And in cacao or cocoa, it is very important for us to differentiate between bulk variety of cocoa and fine flavored variety of cocoa, because the quality really is in as far as quality is concerned, flavor is really the differentiator. So once we can produce cocoa beans that have good flavors, and you'll be surprised when I say that chocolate flavor itself is a flavor in cocoa, and it is not necessary that every cocoa bean has that flavor in the beans that you get to make chocolate, because if the post harvesting and drying is not correct, then the chocolate flavor does not manifest itself. So we have to do the correct post harvest and which is fermentation and drying and storage, that we can get good beans to make good chocolate. Because we always believe that rubbish in is rubbish out. So if your beans are not good, then your final chocolate product also will not be very desirable or very flavorful, as we call it. So the general large mass market buyers have been always trying to arm twist the sellers, which is our dear farmer brothers and sisters, saying that the size is not good, this is there, there's so many restrictions placed on them, whereas the emphasis on flavor is never ever given. And that's a fact. We've been working with farmers for the last 10 years, and we realize that flavor is never spoken about by the buyers. But the new world, which Shameena Madam also just explained about, bean to bar chocolate making, where the actual raw material is the cocoa bean, which will be used to make chocolate. That means that cocoa beans flavor only will be directly manifested in the chocolate. So that has to be a very good flavor profile, and that can be controlled and changed even over fermentation, but also over in the chocolate making process, in the bean to bar chocolate making process. So that was the first thing I wanted to bring out, that flavor is what all of us should be talking about going forward, because if we talk about flavor, the farmer will put in his efforts to increase the flavors and reduce the off flavors or the defective flavors, and hence he can charge more money to the buyer. And very happily we will pay more money, because with that good flavor cocoa, we can make good chocolate and sell. So flavor is one aspect which I wanted to bring in the conversation. Otherwise, just as background, I'm India's first certified cocoa and chocolate taster. And that is why, flavor is very dear to us. And when we move away from the mass market, we move to a premium market or the fine flavor chocolate market, where bean chocolate is made from bean to bar. Their flavor has all the value. If I can make a chocolate which has very interesting flowery or fruity or nutty flavors by default, now without adding them, then I can afford to charge a premium for that chocolate. And if that happens, or rather the minute that happens, the farmer also earns money. So that is that is something that is very critical to the entire piece. Apart from that, there is also one question which you asked about white chocolate. It is also very relevant that white chocolate color, what you mentioned, goes or becomes bad or good is based on the equipments that you use. So bean to bar chocolate making can be considered a fantastic startup opportunity because of the low entry barrier. There is very, very less entry barrier in this business. So, which is one reason why it's getting popular. And we keep saying that, and we've seen it all around the world, that how many mithai walas are there in India, that many bean to bar chocolate makers can potentially be there, purely because the sales of the mithai, the traditional Indian sweet, is coming down every year, whereas the sales of chocolates is what is, improving every year. So it's being taken over. The sales of mithai wala has been taken over by chocolates. Not 100%, of course, but whatever decline has happened in the traditional Indian sweet market has been taken over by the chocolate category only, which is why you see most of the large mithai people also now already have chocolate counters in their retail stores. They may or may not manufacture it themselves now, but they will at some point want to manufacture it themselves because it is going to be as profitable as making the Indian mithai. And this, when I am talking, Mr. Muralidharan sir also requested me to talk about the world view. And, we must be proud as a country that we grow some cacao and we also consume cacao in our same, geography, within our own country. Very few countries around the world this happens. Wherever cacao grows, like Africa, there is not much consumption of chocolate, and even future potential doesn't seem very high. But in a place like India, how much ever cacao you can grow is never going to be enough to feed the demand. So while we may be net importers for many decades to come, but at least there is a good hope that the cocoa farmers in India can improve their flavor profile of their beans and charge a premium, not only selling in India, but also exporting. So the world view, in the world view, Indian beans already have a place in the market, though we don't produce enough, but our reputation is quite good for the beans that are being exported. Of course, I must also add that we export quite little, but that is only increasing. And there are some projects we are also doing with farmers to increase the exports and stuff, which is, I think, going in the right direction. But coming back to the bean to bar opportunity in India, I think that opportunity is so open and so large that every city in the country can have 4 or 5 bean to bar chocolate brands. And I'm just simply talking about the top 50 cities, not even just Bombay or Delhi or Bangalore, even the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Every city can have 3 or 4 bean to bar chocolate makers, which means it's a phenomenal opportunity for farmers on one side, as well as entrepreneurs on the other side who may not want to farm at all. So overall, the opportunity is great. And as I said, we should be proud that we have cocoa growing here. And overnight, one train, you can reach a cocoa farm and try and support the farmer in his practices and improve his livelihood. Whereas we've seen in the past that world over, people just exploit farmers in Africa and other countries, and they are making the multiples of 5x or 10x times of revenues in their respective Western countries, where the farmer doesn't get much. But here we have an opportunity of nation building also, and also, of course, as a business, you have to be sustainable, you have to be profitable. All of that is also possible because your raw material is available locally. and with all the efforts of CPCI and government agencies, including financial support, as Muralidharan sir said, this is going to be a startup idea which is very, very interesting. And Bean to Bar as a concept, as a startup idea, will really be appreciated going forward. That's what we are seeing.
Thank you, Nitin. So to wind up his presentation or views, I caught our ISRO chairman's words. He told that not the IITians made Indian space history. And I always feel that though we have a lot of engineering colleges, they are not coming to the rescue of our farmers, our farming needs. And in fact, Nitin has a lot of passion to improvise the various gadgets to suit for the bean to bar chocolate making. And so that is a emulative thing, because we need not want a very big engineers, but even those who are attending these sessions also, with some engineering mind, mathematical mind, they can be beneficial or helpful for our farmers. That is what required. We need not expect a very great thing from our traditional engineering colleges as on now. That is what my experience. I may be wrong or I may be right. This only just to say, to compliment Nitin only I told, nothing else. So any questions to Nitin, or I would like to invite our incubatee and licensee. She is Dhanlashmi available. Before that, if any specific questions to Nitin, you can finish.
So I have a small problem, sir. Coloring the white chocolate, the color fades off immediately. What is a solution, sir? Coloring the white chocolate.
Sure, sir. It is the quality of the color that you have used. But before that, we have to investigate what is your base, chocolate. Are you using it on compound, or are you using it on cocoa butter chocolate?
Compound.
Sir, so the first problem starts over there, sir. In compound, the kind of fat that you're using is going to be hydrogenated vegetable oil of some kind, and cocoa butter is supposed to be used. Cocoa butter is supposed to be used as a agent for spreading the cocoa color, the colors in the chocolate. So these are two different types of fat that you're trying to work with, and the fading is a very common thing when this scenario exists. You will see that when you color the cocoa butter chocolates, you will not have any problem, or rather, I would say the problem will be much lesser. By 95%, your problem will be solved if you use cocoa butter chocolates, because the color has to be mixed in cocoa butter, and then that butter has to be applied or sprayed. So my belief is that compound chocolates are not the best suited for color. And of course, the quality of the color is very enough colors are available in the market that are not even fit for consumption, but they sell even without any labels and stickers. So that's something which you should notice, because that also will cause the fading very, very easily. I'm not saying that what you're using causes that is not good quality, but these are generally two of the problems.
Okay, Nitin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can I ask more question?
Yeah, one sec. Before that, somebody is asking what is the qualification to become a chocolate taster? Quickly, you can.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So there is an institute in the UK called International Institute of Cacao and Chocolate Tasting. And just like the wine sommelier or the coffee cuppa tasters, they offer this program for cacao and chocolate. And we own an institute here in Chennai, where I'm based, called Cocoashala. And we offer those courses every year through Cocoashala. It happens every March. So this year also we are offering programs. It has chocolate taster certification course as well as cacao evaluation courses. And this is our collaboration with, it's a 50-50 collaboration with that institute, the UK-based institute, and our institute, Cocoashala in Chennai. So if you just search Cocoashala on Google, Cocoashala, you will go to our website. The website name is Cocoa Trait. And, there you'll find the events section where all the courses are listed.
Sir,
Johnny, please.
Sir, you being a chocolate taster, I want to ask you, which is the best tasted chocolate available or the bean available in the world? Which country produces that? The
Sure,
second part of the question is one more thing. In connection with India, have you identified any specific variety which gives a good chocolate taste? And if you have found out some variety, can you please tell which are those ones?
Sure, sir. I'll answer the first question first, because second question is a little more complicated, actually. So the first question is which is the best beans? Now, usually in chocolate, cocoa is bitter, right? That is the intrinsic character of the chocolate, of cocoa as a commodity. But there are some criollo grouping, I wouldn't call them varieties, but there are some criollo groupings which are available where they have white beans. The beans are white in color. And you may find them, in one or two fruits in the many trees that you may have at the farm, but you can't identify them without really cutting them open. So that effort will be futile. But the answer is, to your first question, I've had chocolates which are 100% dark, which means that no sugar or no other additive or ingredient has been added, and they've been made with white color beans. Of course, they will turn color when you roast, but by nature they are white in color at the raw stage, and those are the best chocolates I've ever tasted, because what you're then having is completely nature's gift without it really being very bitter. And even the astringency and the acidity in that experience was so enjoyable, so well balanced, that I would say, the beans, I specifically had the variety from Peru. And it's a white color bean which is very popular in Peru, grown in very, very small quantities. I know, and I'm not a botanist or an agronomist to comment on why it has not propagated fast, but these are rare and hence very expensive. So that is why you don't get them.
Within these beans will be both environment and genetics are playing a role. And our institute also, we are having a lot of trials for identifying better quality beans. So that we will, I think, it is not anyway, it is not yet come out as a variety, but that such works are going on.